right to James here this morning. James Fuller, spokesperson for American Pyrotechnic Safety and Education Foundation. James, good morning. It's good to see you, my friend. Nice to see you.
I am so good to see you. I'm sorry it's a little delayed in the show, but I'm excited to be on. How are you today?
We're doing great. I'm glad you're ready because we had Abby on standby, but she's going to wait for you so we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. Tell us, what do you do for work?
Sure. So I'm a safety expert, fireworks safety expert, and we work with the foundation that contributed and organized by the industry to get safety and education information in the hands of consumers. It's so important that you talked about it earlier on the show. You've got to be legal and you've got to stay safe and be responsible if you're going to use consumer fireworks. And so we really want to get that word out there. And so I'm a former regulator. I worked as a firefighter in New Mexico. And so I know these issues from lots of different lenses, from the safety and regulatory standpoint, the testing requirements to make sure the product is out there in the market is safe for consumer use. And then how do we instruct people on how to use those? That's a very large role of the regulatory agency, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which I oversaw. In addition to that, being a former firefighter, I look at it from that risk and that potential for injury and potential for unintended fires. So it's been a wonderful role, and I get out there every year and promote safety messages on behalf of the industry.
Well, Celeste just mentioned in her neighborhood, for example, fireworks are not allowed of any kind. Mm-hmm. In the state of Arizona, if they are allowed, they have to be the ones that stay on the ground. But even a sparkler can cause a fair amount of damage to a person.
Well, that's right. A sparkler burns at 3,000 degrees. So that's why we tell, I'm a parent. And so I understand the magnetic pull of remembering back to that day that we were all holding sparklers running around, probably without any shoes on. But you need to be responsible. I'm not saying that children can't hold a sparkler, but they need to be aware enough to understand, just like if you were to give them a lighter, right? That device burns, and it can burn you, and it could create a third-degree burn on the touch. So you're right. And to Celeste's point, I love fireworks. I enjoy putting them off every year, but in my community, they're not legal. And so a really good rule of thumb is if you're kind of new, and we expect a lot of people being new to consumer fireworks this year because we're all celebrating our 250th, I want you to just take the time, go to where you're buying your product, and all of those retailers are going to give you really good advice on what's legal in their booth or tent and what's not legal, where and when you plan to use them. And that's a really easy way to make sure you don't get a knock on the door that's unintended.
Let's just take, for example, some of the families, they look on our city website, they say, oh, yeah, I'm allowed to use them. Let's talk about how to safely dispose of them. Because sometimes, you can't just throw them in the trash can, in the alley or in your yard, because they could still have a combustible, a possibility.
Oh, they do, and we have to know that. Being aware, there's not a fire department official in the country that wouldn't tell you, hey, we respond to hundreds of fires that are after hours from the dumpster, from a trash receptacle where fireworks was the initial ignition point. So it's going to sound funny, but we all know you can't have a good fireworks site if it doesn't have a flat surface that's got dry ground, concrete, or pavement. If you're going to use green grass, you have to take some extra precautions we can speak about. But you can't also have a good site if you don't have a water source nearby, right? You got to have a water source. So this sounds a little funny, but I want to tell everybody, if you're going to use consumer fireworks after your show, take a moment and give those fireworks a bath. Soak them down. Completely soak them down with either that 5-gallon bucket you brought along or that water hose you put that's at the firing off site. Soak them completely down, make sure they're completely cool to the touch, and then, and only then, are they prepared to be put in a trash receptacle.
Shelly Vidal in our YouTube chat, she says, should always have a hose handy and buckets of water to shove everything in. Shelly, wise words, right, James? It's important to have something handy just in case.
That's right. It's be safe, not sorry. So be legal. Stay within the boundaries of what's legal in your community. Be respectful to your neighbors. We all love our four-legged friends in Arizona, so we don't want to have a pet go missing over fireworks. And we all know, I saw earlier in the chat feed, people are worried about their pets. So take precautions, secure your pet, not only Friday and Saturday, but even on Sunday night. You should expect and anticipate fireworks going off, even when they might not be legal. So a big school rule of thumb, if they're crate trained, that's a great place for them. Lower the lights. If they're not crate trained, put them in your bedroom, in the laundry room, turn the lights down low. Put on some music, give them their favorite toot.
Set the ambiance, right? Help them feel a little bit comfy.
We don't want you don't want to come back and open the door and, oh gosh, the dog's missing. What are we going to do?
James,
dogs here go missing.
Great information. Thank you so much. We will definitely be talking to you soon.